Hey everybody, we're gonna go live in just a couple minutes here. I'm just getting everything broadcasted onto Facebook, and then we will get started. So just give me 1 second here. All right, so I'm just posting that in the group. And let's see here. All right, get my webcam situated there. There we go. You can see all those books behind me. Those are all Russell's books. With this, you can see kind of stretches across the whole back wall of our office here. Let's see. Looks like we got some chats coming in. Karma, greetings from Orlando. How you doing, Karma? We're gonna give everyone a minute to join us, and then we'll go ahead and get started. We got a few questions coming in already. Lawton got a question on there. And let's see. All right, Naaman, how you doing? Judy from Maryland. Where's everybody coming from? If you're in Zoom, let me know in the chat. If you're watching on Facebook, let me know in the comments. Hey, Lane, how you doing? Whoa, everybody. Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Ron in Boston. Jean in Sacramento. Kizia in Chicago. Sean in Sarasota, Florida. Michael in Phoenix. Naaman in Chicago. Edwin in Orange County, California. Johnny on Facebook from Fayetteville. Let's see. Tom from Delaware. Andres from Puerto Rico. Let's see. Lee from the UK. Chris from Tampa Bay. Let's see. Oh, Max from Milan, Italy. Barbara from Houston. Nelson from South Jersey. Judy from Canada. Karen from New York. Ian from Manchester. Angela from Dallas. Charlie from San Antonio. Terry from Winnipeg. Kim from New York. All right. Mike from London. Man, we got, how many people? We got 43 people in Zoom. How many people we have on Facebook? Taylor from MI. I think that's Michigan, right? Talib from the UK. We got 64 people on Facebook. We got 44 people in Zoom. Man, I think there was those email notifications that weren't going out. I think setting up those email notifications, I think that tends to boost attendance on these things. So there's a lesson for you right there. You're doing webinars, make sure you have email notifications going out. Yeah, Lon saying good time slot. Yeah, that's actually, we actually did some, looked at the data for all our Facebook Live videos, and this time slot actually got the best reception. I'm gonna have someone made a comment. They're having an issue with the page, so I'm gonna tell them to join us on the live video. All right. I need to get back to the right page here. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. If you asked a question already, I may miss it just because everyone was kind of doing roll call, and so feel free to add your question again. I'm gonna stop sharing my video. I'm gonna share my screen. All right, so you should be able to see my screen now. Gene had a good question. Said, I'm untechy. Am I on the right training as a newbie starter to ClickFunnels? Yeah, so there are people on here that might ask some advanced questions. We can go over beginner questions. Really, it's just any questions that you have regarding using ClickFunnels. So just make sure you get your questions in and I'll answer them. Ronald was asking, am I using ClickFunnels live webinar on YouTube and Facebook? I'm actually using Zoom, and with Zoom, you can broadcast live to Facebook. Let's see. Anna raised her hand. Make sure you go ahead and just add your question to the chat. If you click the raise hand button, I probably won't see it. Kaung, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right. He's saying, I'm new to this, a little recap, please. So basically, yeah, this is just any questions you have about using ClickFunnels, just ask them in the comments on Facebook, or if you're on Zoom, ask them in the Zoom chat. Let's see. Looks like we got more people coming in. We got 56 people in Zoom. We got even more on Facebook. That's awesome. Do we have to put questions into everyone or all panelists? Doesn't matter. Not really. You can send them directly to me if you don't want anyone else to see them. You can send it to everybody, but it really doesn't matter as long as I can see them. Is this recorded? Yep, it's being recorded. It's on Facebook. It'll be on our Facebook page. I usually try to upload to YouTube, although I don't always do that. So I'm going to real quick, because I know a lot of people have had questions about the stats in ClickFunnels. And so I'm going to take 5 minutes and just go over stats real briefly. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments in the chat, and I'll get to those. There are a lot of questions coming in right now because we've got math. I'm doing math on the fly here. We've got 130 people on right now, so there's gonna be a lot of questions coming in, and I'm gonna try to get to them all. So going over stats really quick here. I just want to take 5 minutes, cover stats with you, and you're going to notice that on your funnel step page, there are no stats displayed for your variations above your URL. You will need to click on the stats tab in order to access your stats. Once this loads, you'll see a couple of different things. If your funnel is in test mode, which you can do by going to settings and turning on test mode, you will see that you're in test mode, and when you're in test mode, you'll only see stats for test mode. And this is a new feature. It used to just show all stats, whether they were from test mode or not. So now any stats that you create from tests will only be reflected when you're actually in test mode. When you switch back to live, you won't see any more of your test stats. So this is a demo funnel, so it's always in test mode. But you're going to see here another message that what my date range is. So when you make a change in your funnel, a significant change, like adding a new page, rearranging a funnel step, it will actually put a marker at the point of the change. So that way you see stats moving forward from that change. And so you can always change the date of the stats. So you'll notice there was a reset stats option. That's no longer an option because you just don't need to reset your stats anymore. You can just change the date that you're looking at. You're gonna have your earnings per click. Earnings per click is based on the total page views to the first step of your funnel and your gross revenue. So $788 divided by 5. That math should work out, right? 788 divided by 5, 157.6. Yep. So that's your earnings per click, gross revenue, average cart value. That's going to be based off of your gross revenue and your total number of customers. So I have 2 customers, as you can see right here, sales count on the order form, 2. And so that's 394 for my average cart value. Now, another thing that you can do is you can filter by date, like I mentioned before, so you can see your stats over various dates. You can also come down here to device category, see stats for only desktop traffic, stats for only mobile traffic, and determine how well those are performing. If you go in here and your stats for mobile aren't that great, maybe you need to optimize your pages better for mobile. And then cost right here, you can input a manual cost. And so let's just say you run a Facebook campaign and you spend $100. It's going to give you some additional information based on that ad spend. So you're going to be able to see what your cost per click was based on the number of page views. You're going to see what your cost per lead was based on the number of people that opted in, your cost per acquisition, which is your cost divided by the total number of sales on your order form, and then your ROI. So what was your gross based on what you spent? And when you're looking at these numbers, these two right here, the average cart value and the cost per acquisition, those are really important. Those are ones you want to look at. If your cost per acquisition is greater than your average cart value, then you have a problem with your funnel. So let's go ahead and take a look a little bit further down. The UTM tracking, this is something that might be new to a lot of people. And UTM tracking is really important. UTM, urchin tracking metric or something like that. UTM, what it stands for isn't super important, but basically what I saw in the past is people would have multiple funnels for different campaigns. So let's just say you're running a campaign on Google, an ad campaign on Facebook, whatever it might be. Maybe you did a press release, and they would set up different funnels for each campaign source, so that way they could track how well it was working, or they would sign up for some service that costs $100 to $200 a month just to track all this stuff. But now it's all baked right into ClickFunnels on every account level. And so what you want to do is use a campaign builder like this Google tools here. I'll add the link to the chat on Zoom and to the comments on Facebook. And then what you would do basically is you would take the URL for the page that you're sending traffic to, copy that, and then paste that in here. And then let's just say I'm doing a Facebook video ad. So I'd do Facebook. My campaign medium would be video. Campaign name, this would be whatever my ad campaign name is in Facebook. So this is man age 50 to 100. If I'm doing any keywords like on Google or anything like that, or if I have different ads. So if I want to differentiate between the different ads in a campaign, I could do, ad one, something like that. And it's going to give me a URL down here. And this is what I'm going to want to use for that specific campaign on Facebook, is this URL right here. And so when I do that, well, one, I would keep a spreadsheet of these campaign parameters that you're using here. So that way you remember, just makes it a lot easier. But when you come back here, you can put in what that UTM source was, and you can see how well that campaign worked. Or you can say, I could do Facebook here for UTM source. Campaign medium is video. So that's right here. And then I can see, how many people came from Facebook video, and what's my conversion rate on Facebook video. So it's pretty powerful what you can do. If you're using Backpack with affiliate tracking, you can actually put in people's affiliate IDs and see how well they are performing in that specific funnel with their sub IDs. So if they're using sub IDs for tracking their traffic, you can see how well their traffic is doing. So it's pretty incredible. And then if you come down to stats here, so there's this little caret icon or arrow, whatever you want to call it. If you click that, you can see page variations inside your funnel if you're split testing. So you can see how well your split test variations are doing. On the order form, you would see split test variations, but you'll also see products. So if I have 2 products, I'll see how well each product is doing. Same with your upsell page. And then down at the very bottom, you have your other funnel steps, if you have steps in the other funnel steps. So I know that's a lot to cover. And I think I might have taken more than 5 minutes, but I did want to go over that because a lot of people have been asking, and it's just really important. I think, you know, if you know how well your funnel is working, you can track it, you can improve it. We use the exact same stats for all our funnels here at ClickFunnels. We have this stats dashboard for our Expert Secrets funnel up on a big TV on the wall, and we look at it every day. And so we can see what our average cart value is, how many books we've sold, everything, what our gross revenue for that funnel is. And then we look at that. Russell walks by every day, and we can make changes based on how well it's doing. So I highly encourage you guys to use these stats, and just, you know, this is going to help you crush it. So let's see. I know there's a bunch of questions that came in. Bart said, any chance you can share that funnel? I don't know that there's anything great about this funnel. It's kind of just a demo funnel. I haven't really messed around with the pages, but it's really just a bunch of templates and things. I've kind of messed around with it all the time. Kizia is asking, where are you with the stats thing? I'm lost. What questions do you have about stats? Let me know. Let's see, stats. So if you go into your funnel and you click on stats, that's where you will find your stats. Okay, let me go back and check on other questions. There were a lot of questions that came in. Let's see, we've got 69 people on Zoom, 67 on Facebook now, so still got quite a few people. Let's see. All right. Just kind of going back to the beginning a little bit of the comments. I know Lawton had a question at the very beginning, so I'm going to grab that. Is there a way to upload files like MP3 and PDF into the membership areas? So with a PDF, you can go to digital assets, and as long as it's less than 3 megabytes, you can upload it to digital assets. After you upload it, you would click edit, and you can get the URL and copy that. And then you could go into your membership area. So I'll go to my membership area here. Go to the membership area, and I can go into the lesson, and then I can just link to it right here on this text. So if I edit that link, I can just add that link to the PDF. I'd make it pop out in another window, or I can add a button element. So if I add a button, I can have that button go to that link also. So that's how I would link to a PDF. As far as MP3 files go, those are going to be too big. They are going to exceed the 3 megabytes, and so you would need to use something like Amazon S3, Dropbox. And if you use Dropbox, I want to show you a cool trick. Let me actually find a Dropbox link. So I use Dropbox. Let's see if I can find one here. Okay, here's a good one. Copy Dropbox link. So this is the preview for Expert Secrets. And personally, I don't like if I opt in for something and it's just a Dropbox page. Also, people can leave comments here. Don't really want that. So you can force a download with a Dropbox link just by changing this 0 at the very end. Just change it to a 1, and it'll force it to download the file. So if you're using Dropbox, I'd recommend doing that. Just change that 0 at the end to a 1. And you can do that with any file that you have in Dropbox. So you could do that with your MP3s or anything like that. Let's see. So I hope that answers your question, Lawton. Let's see. Tom's asking, is there a benefit to Zoom over Facebook? So the benefit of using Zoom is it's easier to set up than OBS for multiple hosts. Definitely, I can actually have multiple hosts on here. It's just kind of easier more easy overall than OBS for doing Facebook Lives. But I can still broadcast a Facebook Live from Zoom. So it makes it really easy. It's just one click and it's done. Matthew said, please bring back basic stats on the steps pages. I know that this has been discussed, but I don't have any promises or anything official on that right now, because I know people do like seeing that at a glance, but there's no word on that yet. Right now, all the stats have been moved to the stats tab. Dan was asking, where did you turn test mode on? Is there a way to make a funnel not live while building and testing? So to turn on test mode, you go to settings, and this is if you're using Stripe mainly, but it will make that all the data collected in your funnel is test data. And so you turn on test mode here, update your funnel settings. Now, there isn't really a way to make it so that your traffic's not live while you're building the funnel. But most people aren't going to find your pages until you start promoting it. If you add a new split test variation, you can change all the traffic to only go to one of the variations. So for example, if this is my live page and I want to add a split test, I would have 0% of the traffic go to the variations. That way no one would see it. But there isn't a way to make a funnel not live. You could set up a default kind of coming soon page if you want for your domain, and set that in your root settings and the custom domain settings. But yeah, there's not really a way to prevent your pages from being seen, but most people would really only be able to see it if they have the direct link. So let's see. Other questions? Jason was asking, why is HTML coded emails only in the $99 a month and not in the $299 a month? Can't insert code in emails. Yeah, right now there is no option for, it's a drag and drop editor. I know it's been brought up before, but that's another thing I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's ever going to be available. All right. How to receive contacts and emails when they hit submit. So if you want to get a notification when somebody opts in, you would go to automations right here, click on add new action. And then give it a name. You can choose the condition. If it's an order page, you could do only people that purchase. And then change this to email notification, and then put the email address that you want to send the notification to. And that's all you have to do for that. All right, let's see. I'm just looking at all the comments here. All right, we got a lot of questions. I apologize if I don't get to you. Naaman is asking what is sent in the notification. It's just all the contact details that they entered on that form. So whatever you have on the form, that's the data that will be sent to you. There were a bunch of questions in Zoom. Let's see. Okay, Bila has a good question. When I try to create a unique path, ClickFunnels will often add random text at the end of the path. Is it because it has to be a certain length? No. So to show you, so you can't use a path that is used somewhere else. And when you set up your pages, there's actually two places to set up your URLs. This one here, that's your funnel step URL. That's what you want to drive traffic to. But your page actually has its own URL. And so you'll see here that it's separate. And so if I try to do free book, that's already taken by this. And so what it's going to do is it's going to add those extra numbers there because each URL has to be unique. Mike is asking best time to set split tests. Now is the best time. I'm not sure if there's a specific time of day, but really whenever you're driving traffic, you want to run split tests. Let's see. Can I integrate Facebook? There's different ways to integrate Facebook. If you have Actionetics in your account, you can go to integrations, and then you can integrate a Facebook ads account. So when you connect Facebook, select Facebook from the drop-down, and then connect, and then it's going to pull in all your Facebook ads accounts, and then you'll select which ad account you want from the drop-down. And so you can connect your personal ad account or an account that you manage that's connected to you. And then when you go into Actionetics in an action funnel, you can create an action by selecting the Facebook integration. So you would have different Facebook integrations, right? So I have 3 here. And then you would choose the list or the audience that you want to add them to. Let's see. Are these webinars recorded? Yes, they will be on our Facebook page. They should also be on YouTube. Are there any swipes that go along with the MLM funnel that Russell created? I'm not aware of any. That's a good question though. Wayne is asking, is there a way to add or delete columns with an existing column structure as opposed to having to create a new one, i.e. change from 2 to 3 columns? Yes, but it's very complicated. You basically kind of have to know a lot of code to do it. The best thing to do is if you're working on a page, and for example, let's say, so I have 2 columns here. I have a left column and a right column. If I wanted to have 3 columns, I could add my third column, and then, oh, it didn't add, hold on. I'll try that one more time. There we go. And then I would drag this stuff into the appropriate columns. That's gonna be the best way to do it without breaking anything on the page. So that's the best way to do that one. Let's see, Karma is asking, is there a good resource on funnel architecture? Funnel Hacks, .com Secrets, Expert Secrets, those are all really good. .com Secrets goes more into specific funnels, but I would definitely recommend both Expert Secrets and .com Secrets. Nelson is asking, where in ClickFunnels do I create my introduction email? So the way that it would work, so you would need to set up your opt-in funnel or sales funnel. When somebody opts in, you would want them to get added to an email list. And so you would create an email list. If you do a smart list, you would check this box here. And then, for example, if I wanted somebody to be added to this list based on them visiting this first step in my funnel, I would create a rule based on funnel, visited step equal to, then I'd find my funnel here. So that's my info product, info course sales funnel squeeze page. So once somebody opts in, they have to be a known contact. So once they opt in, they would get added to this list here. So now they're on the email list, but in order to send them emails, I would need to create an action funnel. So it's still loading this list here. So I'm actually going to just go back to funnels really quick. Go to action funnels. And if I have an action funnel set up, I can have all my email set up here. So my intro email would be the first step. And then I want to integrate in the settings of that action funnel, I want to integrate it with the list that I just created. So when somebody gets added to this list, it will run them through all the steps in this action funnel. So that's how you would send that email. Is there a way to get people to opt in using their Facebook login? I haven't figured that one out yet. That would be interesting though. I'll look into that. What font sizes do you recommend for mobile version of a funnel? Headline, subheadline, text body size recommendations. Honestly, it really depends on what your page looks like, but the biggest thing is you want your call to action to be above the fold. So if you go to the mobile, as long as they can see a button above the fold on the mobile device. Now, this preview is actually longer than a mobile device, but it is the right width. But as long as they can see the call to action above the fold, which means down here where you scroll, that's going to be the important thing. Let's see. Aaron was asking him on the templates for Outlook. I haven't gotten an update on that one actually. I'll have to check into that. Matt is asking, I want to fast track the process, be coached. Is this possible? Yes, we actually have a ClickStart program. If you go to this page, you can find out more about it. Oh, I put in the wrong link. Hold on. There we go. So here's the link. If you're interested in finding out more about our ClickStart program, you can go there. You can schedule a time to get on a demo and learn about our ClickStart program and how that works to learn more about ClickFunnels. Let's see. I need a drink of water. Actually, I've been talking for 30 minutes straight. All right, hold on. Is there a way to make certain pages in a funnel gate? In other words, if the first page is an opt-in and pages 2 through 4 are videos and a user is given the URL to page 2 and has not opted in yet, they need to see the opt-in first. That's a good question. That's another one I haven't figured out yet. Let me look into that one, because that would be a good feature. I'm just going to write that down. I'm going to write down a few notes here. All right. Letty's asking, do we need to put our Facebook pixel in all the funnel pages? It really depends on what you are doing with the Facebook pixel. So there may be certain events in your Facebook pixel. So if you're tracking a conversion, you would put your Facebook pixel on the page after the opt-in for an opt-in conversion. If you're tracking, a sale conversion, it would be on your order confirmation page. So if you wanted to have a pixel where you could add someone to a custom audience just from them visiting the first step of your funnel, you'd add that on the first step of your funnel. On Facebook, Andres is asking, is there a way to grab an HTML form from a funnel step to use it in WordPress? I know we can use ClickForms, but the aesthetics is bad with that option. I'd like to use a form built within WordPress and then have it added to Acugenetics. Actually, yeah, I have a doc on how to do that actually. So let's see if I can remember how to add context to ClickFunnels from any website. So here's a link for that, Andres. I'll add that in the Zoom chat as well. Micaiah is asking, is there a way to clone scheduled emails in ActionX without saving the email as a template? Unfortunately, you can only clone them after they've already been sent. So if you go into ActionX, broadcast emails, to have these drafts here, the option only shows up under the sent emails. Madeline is asking, what's the benefit of using Demio over Zoom with ClickFunnels? It would be a matter of personal preference. It really entirely up to you. I don't know. I mean, Demio is good software. We don't have a direct integration with Demio. We also don't have one with Zoom. I have that set up with Zapier. You can do the same thing with Demio, I believe. Micaiah is asking, is there a way to make the rows in ActionX emails have a larger width than the defaults? I don't think so. You can't really do custom CSS inside an email. All right. Lots of questions in Zoom. Let's see. Is there a way to get a comprehensive list of all of these kinds of things that need to be done? I don't have one right now. It's something I've actually been looking at, but I do have a doc in here. Let's see if I can remember what it's called. I don't think it's troubleshoot, is it? No, it's not troubleshoot, it's testing. Testing your funnel, the importance of testing your funnels. So this is kind of a checklist. It goes through everything you need to test in your funnels before you go live. So it's not really in checklist format, but there's some good info there. Let's see. All right, just looking through all the questions here. How do you add a video from YouTube onto one of the play buttons on the screen? So if you have a video in your funnel, let me go back here. Actually, I don't have a funnel open anymore, so let's just exit here. If I go into the page, I'll preview to show you what I got on this page here. So I've got a video that I just copied from YouTube. So all I did was go into the video settings and you just paste the YouTube URL right here. That's all you have to do to add a YouTube video. It's right in the YouTube settings, and you can set it to autoplay or not. Naaman is asking for a shocking, amazing, and simple way to remove permanent marker from wall and wood surfaces. I don't have one of those, unfortunately. When you're in ActionX, how does the system know who watched the video and who left? I set up all the emails to be sent out. How do we differentiate? So that would only really work in an auto webinar. So if you have an auto webinar, it wouldn't work. Like, for example, on this page, it's not going to know who watched the video and who didn't, unfortunately. But on auto webinar, let's see if I have an auto webinar in here. Oh, nothing. There we go. So on your auto webinar broadcast page, I'm actually going to open this in the classic editor because the setting hasn't made it over to the new editor yet. But in the classic editor, there is a setting on your broadcast page for auto webinar show offer time. So you can designate a time. And so basically, this is when you're showing your offer. So let's just say you have an hour-long auto webinar, and at 45 minutes, you show your offer. You would put that in here in seconds. So that'd be 45 times 60, which is 2,700. So I'd put 2,700 right here. So basically, this means that if somebody is on this page for less than 2,700 seconds or 45 minutes, they would be considered to have attended but missed the offer. So I'd have an email set up here under attended but missed offer. If they stayed longer than that time that I designated, they'd be categorized as having seen the offer and if they didn't purchase, they would be saw offer but didn't purchase. But that's pretty much all you can do with the video. There isn't anything in ClickFunnels right now that tells you whether or not somebody has watched the video. Let's see. Rule groups and broadcasts. I only see open broadcast and click broadcast. What happened to never opened and never clicked? So those were intentionally removed due to some users abusing the system. We're going to be optimizing that and adding those back in, hopefully at a later date. Let's see. Karma's asking, if you have a liquidator offer and 2 upsells, all 3 are courses, if they purchase just the first liquidator offer but not the other 2, when they go to the membership area, they will get access to all 3 courses. No, you can actually restrict access. So if you go to your membership area here, go to the membership area funnel step. For each section, you can restrict access to a different product. So if somebody, if you have 2 upsells, you would select each upsell. So people would only get access to the sections that are restricted to the products they bought. So that's how that would work. Letty is asking, do I still need to set up the SMTP if I'm only going to promote with solo ads? You want SMTP if you're going to be sending emails from within ClickFunnels. David's asking, under digital assets, is there a way to add a hyperlink to the message? There is not. It's unformatted email, so you just have to include the URL. Let's see. Is there a way to add elements of a sales page into an opt-in page or a different type of page? Sometimes I find that I need to alter the capabilities or add capabilities to a step after I've created it. The problem is that the style page doesn't come with all the elements I need. So you can, yeah, you can add. So let's just go here. So if I have an opt-in page, I can add, any element that I want just by adding new elements to the page. You can't add like order form elements to an opt-in page. Excuse me. Need more water. Give me 1 second here. So you can add, like I said, you can't add order form elements to an opt-in page or a sales page. Those are only specific to an order page. But you can, add any new element that's available. Another thing you can do is you can save a section as a template. So let's just say you created a section and you want to add it to a different page. You can just save that, and then give it a name. So main video template. Save it as a personal template, then add it to another page. Let's see. Lane's asking, how would you recommend integrating with outside membership software like Wishlist or MemberMouse? In order to do that, you probably need to use Zapier or webhooks. So we don't have any integrations with those at this time. We do have an integration with Kajabi, but that's the only one that we have right now. Let's see. Lindsay's asking, if you're using a shared funnel, how do you integrate with Aweber? I'm on a trial with both, and my redirected domain worked correctly until I tried to integrate them. You might need to have support look into that. It sounds like there might be something strange there. I don't think I'd be able to troubleshoot that here on this webinar. Is it still going? It says I got kicked off. Huh. Interesting. I'm not even sure if this is still live. Hold on. Okay. Says I got kicked off for some reason. That's weird. All right, so let me go back to the question here. If we set up ClickFunnels on a subdomain, does that subdomain need to be solely dedicated to ClickFunnels? Currently, we have one WordPress install under www.sarahprout.com and another WordPress install under www.sarahprout.com/LP. I'm wondering if we can set up ClickFunnels on the LP install while still maintaining all our other pages, which are some are on OptimizePress, others on Instapage. So you could add the WordPress plugin to whichever install you want, or you could set up a subdomain. But you can't have multiple websites on the same domain unless you use the WordPress plugin, basically. Can you delete a broadcast? Good question. Let's take a look at that. I think if it's just a draft, you can delete it, but not if it's been sent. So you just delete it by clicking that X there, and then it'll delete it. Renell has a good question. Can you sell a funnel outside of the marketplace and still keep clients from sharing the funnel? The only way, well, actually, I don't even know that, because they could still share it from there. Unfortunately, yeah, there's really no way to do that I can think of. I was gonna say if you install it for them, but they would still be able to get the share funnel link. That's a good, yeah, really the only way is through the marketplace. I can't think of another way. Evan's asking, any plans for ActionX to have automation sequences like ActiveCampaign? User opts in and gets specific tags via a webhook if they have tag X or Y. Depending on what you're doing, I mean, it sounds like you could do that now. I don't know what, I mean, that was kind of a general example, but I'm sure that what you're doing in ActiveCampaign, you could do definitely in Actionetics. I mean, honestly, I'd have to see like how your setup is in ActiveCampaign. Jonathan's asking how to make a potato gun. I have the DVD at my house, but I haven't watched it yet, honestly. I just moved to Idaho, so I need to learn that. We are running out of time, and there's let's go to the follow-up on the subdomains question. Does the subdomain have ClickFunnels have to be something that replaces the www? Yes, that's correct. That would be your subdomain. It wouldn't be, so your subdomain is what comes before your domain. So www dot would be your subdomain, or go.sarahprout.com. Anything that comes after that trailing / is a subdirectory, and you can't have ClickFunnels pages on a subdirectory of another site unless you use the WordPress plugin. Jonathan is asking, can we integrate heat tracking? You can. Actually, you just get the, like from Hotjar or something like that, you just get that tracking pixel and add it to your pages. Yeah, Hotjar is one of the heat map tracking softwares out there. There's a bunch of them. Let's see. Do we integrate with GetResponse? Yes, you can. On the auto webinars, is there a way to have a chat box on the side of the video, not the Facebook comments? Yeah, you can do, there's different services that offer this. You just have to look into I mean, you basically just get the embed code and embed it right onto the page. All right, last question here from Sean. I have a website client that I referred to ClickFunnels. Am I allowed to create and edit funnel pages and funnels for her from her WordPress plugin? So as long as it's in her ClickFunnels account, you can do that. So yeah, she would have to have her own ClickFunnels account, and then you integrate her WordPress site with her ClickFunnels account and add the pages to WordPress that way. Okay, I'll do one more question from Dean here on Facebook. Does it integrate with Zoho CRM? Unfortunately, there isn't a direct integration, but you could probably, I think you can use the HTML form integration, or you can use probably something like Zapier, and that would work. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. I know I missed a few questions. I apologize for not being able to get to them all. I want to thank you guys for coming on. We had quite a few people on today. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll answer your questions then. So same time, same place. Have a great day.